A lot of times I'm driving, there's nothing to do, and I shuffle through the radio before I unglue. There's a lot of red on ways, it's traffic, I'm screwed, and I'm wired a bit different than a regular dude. It's not a bad thing, I embrace it, it's true. The radio don't stimulate brain chemistry fluid. The Buddha found nirvana and the Four Noble Truths. Through a meditative process, right action he proved. For me, I require the use of a tool, a detector, pin, pointer, shovel, and beach scoop. I'm meant to work the dirt with my history crew, but everywhere I look, my interest taboo. Most people choose Bieber over Tippecanoe. What does a detectorist listen to when the radio is full of bad music and news? I need an alternative for me to peruse. Beyond Sight and Sound gets fantastic reviews. A metal detecting show where my thought bubble brews. Thank you, Josh Kimmel, for inviting me to a detecting dork out with guests like yours truly.
Are you looking for a high-quality beach and sand scoop? Are you trying to take your hunting to the extreme? How about an American-based company that stands behind their product and everything they sell? Then check out our friends over at XTREME Scoops. John has been making scoops for some time now and makes a quality beach and sand scoop to take your hunting to the next level. XTREME Scoops recently released their new sand shredder that works great in the water and on the beach. And if you're a new Equinox user, you may want to check out his Surfmaster X3 that can trap those small targets you new Equinox users are finding out there. XTREME Scoop's company approach is let's do it right. So do it right, buy it once, and go to the extreme. XTREMEScoops.com. That's XTREME scoops.com. Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show. All right, we're back and we're live once again. You are listening to Beyond Sight and Sound, metal detecting and treasure hunting radio for all the really cool digging people out there. And let's see. I see Barb says it never shows up in my favorites. She sounds pretty aggravated about that. Well, I don't know. So, the Bills are in, obviously, Ohio Relic Hunter first through the gate. Imagine that. I think, actually, I think they've both got access to the in-studio feed now. I don't know. JP in the house. How's it going, Jesse? Nice. All right. Good to see you in there. Obviously, Jesse's in, the Bills are in, and Barb, Mark, Paul, I don't know, hopefully I've caught everybody. I'm trying to catch up here in the chat now and see. So, welcome aboard to everybody. Good to see that Barb's got her, well, apparently she's got her internet taken care of. As we said the other night, she was out of communication for a while, had some communication issues with the phone and the internet. And yes, the Bills have been digging Civ lately. The Bills have been doing very, very good, actually. Kudos to both of you on the finds. For those who may have missed the posts, I believe that was actually just today Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, today. Bill Hayes got himself what looks to be an extremely nice eagle eye button. That thing should clean up very well. The way it looked anyway in the photo. Welcome to Earl. I'm not sure if Bill has any cleaned up pics of the button yet. I would think he was probably working on cleaning it up as soon as he got back to the house today. And Ohio Relic Hunter also recently pulled a very nice general service button out of the same general area, we'll say. And that was in very good shape too. Swansea in the house. Welcome aboard. And Nelson. I just, you snuck in there on me or something, Nelson. I missed it at first, I guess. I'm still, trying to catch up in chat here a little bit. And, Ohio Relic Hunter also posted up today that he had quite a nice, bag seal, actually. For those that use the Equinox, I believe he said it rang up around a 14 or 15, but it was in the iron, so that would have drugged the signal down a bit. Not sure what it would ring up as in good ground. I would have thought it would have rang up a little higher than that myself, but who knows? Who knows? Still pretty cool to see, though. Definitely cool to see. So he's been out hunting, well, both of the Bills, actually, have been out hunting, been out getting their dig on, doing quite a nice job with it, too. I'm not sure, if I had to guess, I would assume Bill Hayes was running the Deus today. Not real sure, though. He may have been running something else. You know how he likes to mix it up from time to time himself. I know I like to get out there, Equinox, Deus. It doesn't matter. Got to try to stay fluent, or as fluent as possible with the different machines when I can. Definitely. And certainly was putting the pinpointer to use Friday. So, I guess before we get too far in, obviously, links in the description. First and foremost, our friends over at Shooters and Prospectors, Extreme Scoops, DETECTEES.com, XP Team USA, Facebook group, website, podcast, every other Friday when they're back from their break. Brute Magnetics, River Styx Outdoors, All Metal Militia. Let's see, there's a link somewhere clear down in the bottom, I think, for Ohio Metal Detecting, and then there are also two other links just up above that. The one, I was trying to figure out the best way to get it brought into the description for everybody. So finally I just copied. Oh, welcome to Mike. Hopefully everybody's safe down there. Finally I just copied the link and drug it in. But you'll see a link in the description for Cordova Detector RAFFLE. And if you click on that link, maybe somebody can drag it into the chat. But if you click on that link, that's a direct link to the post on Chuck Smalley's timeline. Chuck Smalley's timeline. Because I think I had the link for Shooters and Prospectors to post there as well. Either way, it doesn't matter. That's a direct link to Chuck Smalley's post on his timeline. Or you can check out the Shooters and Prospectors page on Facebook. It's a pinned post up at the top of the page. At least this afternoon when I checked. And likewise this afternoon, I also made it a pinned post on the Beyond Sight and Sound page. So if you can't find it anywhere else, you can find it at the top of the Beyond Sight and Sound page as well on Facebook. And what that link does is that will show you the post, show you the images, the flyer, basically, for the detector raffle that's going on. And that is open to U.S. residents in the lower 48. But the neat thing about the raffle is that you will receive your choice, one of four. Yeah. Your choice of one of 4 different detectors. I believe the Equinox, the XPORX, the Garrett AT Max, or the Nocta Macro Amphibio, I believe is what it was. Don't quote me. Make sure to check out the flyer in the post for all the rules and regulations. They're $20 a ticket. Available, payments available through PayPal. I believe there's 50 tickets to be sold locally, another 250 online. And you can find all the information in that pinned post at the top of the Shooters and Prospectors page or at the top of the Beyond Sight and Sound page. So, now that I've got that done, I wanted to make sure and get that mentioned for those who do not know about the raffle already or are trying to stay on top of it. $20 a ticket, and that's not bad at all. Those aren't bad odds. Those aren't bad odds at all. No, Vanquish is not an option. So, like I said, AT Max, XPORX, MindLab Equinox, or Nocta Macro Amphibio, I do believe. Either way, the information is in the flyer. As I said before, make sure to read the post. Make sure to look at the flyer for all restrictions, regulations, rules, all of that happy jazz that goes along with this stuff. Drawing will be held, I want to say, October 13th at noon, live on Facebook, actually. And I guess we've actually got Chuck on with us, so he can give everybody the scoop if I missed it or screwed it up. How's it going, Chuck?
Oh, you're doing great. You're doing great. You're hitting it right on the head. You know, we've done a lot of raffles. This supports the Firefighters Association, who supports all kinds of things
Very
in
good
our community and on the fire department and all this. So once a year, we've done gift certificates at the sporting goods store at R&R. We've done firearms. We've done bows. We've done everything. I said, let's do a detector, but make it different. Let's give them a choice of the 4 hottest on the market today.
And that's what I like about it. That's what makes this so great, is they're not restricted in the sense of they've got options. They've got options, and they've got great options.
Yes, they do, and it's a lot of fun, and we're getting some takers, and you know it's always slow to start. So right now you got a real good chance of winning one. But anyway,
that's right.
You can go to CORDOVAFire@yahoo.com and PayPal into that under friends and family. We'll take, and when you do that, add your email address and your telephone number. So when the ticket's made out to go in the bin, we've got all that information. We'll pull it. Our minister is going to pull it, And I figure if you want to argue with somebody pulling it, you might as well argue with somebody that can argue with you and God both, and maybe sell it to you or something.
Right, and that is a good point. I did forget to mention it is in the flyer that you do have to include a valid email address, obviously, and phone number, because if you're out of state...
There's 2 ways to contact you.
Yeah, that way they can contact you and let you know that you won.
Right. So, anyway, that's what we got going on, and we've got some takers, and it's going. And the first one I put up, we had my email address in there to begin with, but they have a PayPal. We're using that, and my address got thrown in there by mistake in the fine print. I didn't have my readers on, and it went that way. We've changed it, so I'll put up the email address for PayPal here for
and I'm assuming too that there's no need to mention in the message how many tickets you would like or anything like that. They'll be able to figure that out based on the funds that you're sending.
Well, if they can do math, they should be able to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly, because, I mean, we don't want anybody getting in any hot water anywhere.
Right. So, we're going to have some fun with it. We'll draw on the 13th of October. I get home at midnight on the 12th from over in England, and run down there, and we'll be slinging pancakes there in the morning, and then we'll do the drawing. And like I said, there's 50 outside tickets. The group wanted to sell some local tickets because there's some of the group's family, that kind of stuff's interested, and that's what they decided on. And they said, "Chief, go at it," and I did. So we got it set up, and we're giving everybody an opportunity to have a choice of a good detector. And you and I have spoken this before. Not everybody is always liking one or the other, but now they got one of 4 choices.
Right. So if somebody enters and say, I don't know, they already have an Equinox, but they'd like to try an Amphibio, well, they don't have to take an Equinox. They could take an Amphibio. That's
right. And Mark, no, I'm not going to Detectival. I'm going with Chicago Run. I'm going over into Colchester area of England, and we're hunting Roman sites.
Right. Chuck's going looking for a gold coin or 2.
Yes, I am, and they've been found there, but there's they got 6,000 acres to hunt.
That's a lot of walking.
And they go out, you get up at the crack of dawn, eat some breakfast, you head out, and you may go to different fields in the area, and then they bring you in just before dark, and you carry your lunch on your back, and away you go. And for 6 days, it's pretty serious detecting all day. So I've been walking a lot and getting lots of exercise in just so I can maintain that. Now, if it's pouring rain, then you end up going to some local museums.
Right, but, catch the sights.
The time you tough it out in the mud and go.
Well, and I can't say that hasn't been done before by them. They're certainly no stranger to getting muddy if they have to.
Oh, I've been at a lot of different things. Of course, over the years in the prospecting mode, you were always that way. So always had a lot of fun in that. But no, I kind of wish I was doing Detectival. A couple of my friends in England wanted me to come stay with them, and I'd already hooked up with Ron. I've been promising to go on that one, so we're hooked up on this, and I think Barb's saving up to go on one of those. So
I think so. I think she's very seriously kicking the thought around anyway, and I told her she better make sure she's ready, because it's going to be a lot of detecting. But that's what they're going for.
That's what they're going for. Earl, if you go on the Detecting Sight and Sound, you'll see my post there. That's all your link. It's on there. It's on S&W Shooters, or Shooters and Prospectors on Facebook. Shooters and Prospect. It's pinned to the top. The mission statement's right there for the Firefighters Association, telling you what the monies are used for, what the drawing is, the MSRP on each detector, that kind of thing. So it's all right there, Earl. And anybody, the lower 48, can enter into this.
Right. And then, if I remember right, basically once the winner is contacted, they'll be contacted to be notified that they've won and asked what their machine of choice will be, and that will be drop shipped.
Drop shipped right to them. And remember, we do have 50 local tickets too, but it'll be done live on Facebook and on my site under Chuck Smalley, and we'll get posted up for those of you who can click in on that, and we'll do the whole thing. Thanks, Nelson, for putting that up.
And I would think
I can't understand it very well.
Oh, did he drop the link for it? Yep. Looks like he did.
Yeah, he
right
did
there.
for sure.
Good.
Yep.
Good. I was hoping somebody
would. One of my friends here on the site win one. That would tickle me to no end.
There you go. And then maybe they can, October 13th, that's still plenty of time that they can get that machine out into the field and maybe find something good.
They wanted to start a couple of weeks ago, and I thought that was a little too early. And I said, why don't you give it 6 weeks, and I'll keep plugging away at it on the pages and Josh and things like that, and we'll make a little money, and somebody will come away with a real nice detector of their choice out of those 4.
Yeah, exactly, and hopefully they can get out with it and find something good and post up about it.
Yeah. And by the way, Mark, I saw you were really prepping for that hurricane down there. I think I saw your feet in front of the TV or something like that.
Wow, that's some prepping. In all seriousness, though, so far from the posts I've caught, I haven't been able to catch many of the news posts about it. Just what I'm seeing going through my news feed from other people. It sounds like it's going to be a mean one.
Yes, it is mean. It's really rocking the Bahamas right now. They're talking 180 mile an hour winds and winds up to 200 miles an hour. Hey, Loy, I see you on there. I got to call you back, buddy. We're about set for that trip. I got to set things up with Loy yet. So everything's laid out for our east trip, and then down into Virginia, so I can save some of those relics so Barb don't get them all.
Well, you never know with her.
Right.
She was on a kick there.
The last time I was there, I was working a field, and I got 2 Indian head pennies while I was relic hunting.
Right. She was on a kick there for a little bit, telling me that I needed to quit stealing all them Indians I was posting up to try and motivate her and Cody.
Well, she should get after Leighton. He's been hammering them.
Oh, yes. He's been doing awesome with them. So I go ahead and I figure, well, maybe I ought to lay off of them Indians for a while. And what do? I go out and pop a gold ring, and she tells me to quit stealing all the gold.
There you go.
Oh, some people.
I know it. Mark says he's ready for the hurricane without having to get up and leave. It still sounds like it's going to ride the coast up and then cut in Georgia. And anywhere it lands, it's going to be a monster. And even on the coastal front of it, and I talked with a friend of mine in Florida today, Mr. Gary Drayton, quite at length about he flew back. He's down there prepping, and he got it prepped, and he's hoping it does what it says, but he's not happy about the east wind. He says, I constantly think about detecting. So
right. Yeah, that could sand things in a bit, but what was it? Bill Black, I think. I saw a post from him that said that they're watching all of the, basically all of the projected models of the hurricane, and none of them look good.
There you go. I just, we're in the spot, and all of us are at risk of this. A tornado, bam. They're giving you a warning. Right. You got minutes or less. There ain't no prepping. You get your butt out of the way and get down out of sight, and hopefully nothing happens. But when you've got this monster coming at you, and it's growing, and they're telling you, and a lot of them don't listen. They tell you to leave. I think I'd pull up stakes. I'd make sure everything's battened down, and I'd go be heading up to some family up north somewhere, and hopefully when I go back, everything's still there.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree. especially with what we've seen out of some of them lately. I mean, what was that last year? Irma, maybe? That really tore up the Bahamas and some of Florida.
So it did. So, but anyway, I'm hoping that Bill says he has to leave Ohio if Virginia invades, or the villages invade. Well,
that's so Bill
anyway,
for you.
Got to talk to the boys down there in Tennessee. We're going to swing by and maybe get a day hunting with them. I'm going to be starting some stuff for the YouTube channel, and I talked to you about that last time we were able to, and we're going to get that going, and then it looks like I'll be headed for England, doing more over there, talking with some of the guys in England while we're hunting, so Barb can watch that and get an idea of what's going on.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a great time, too. Hopefully,
Mark says a 300-mile wide tornado move. Thing is, it was moving at 8 miles an hour, so you got plenty of time to prep. The ones that roll through here are generally hitting 65 mile an hour, and then they drop in and pay bad visits.
Yeah, exactly. They don't they don't seem to hang around too long. I know that one that dropped on us back there Memorial Day, a few blocks from us. It didn't stick around long, but it was around long enough to do all sorts of damage.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And I have been getting out doing some detecting, but I've been working a couple sites that I was asked not to do any live feed out of by the other guys working with me. We've taken a lot of pictures, but we haven't posted anything up. And it's actually been fairly good, and we're getting a lot of stuff, just 1890 and up. We have gotten a few 1880s. I got an 1887 V-nickel and some other stuff and several Indians. And we've gotten into some jewelry on there that's pretty nice, too. So I've been getting out.
Nice.
We got some old jewelry. I got a nice pearl and diamond ring.
Hey, there you go.
Well, I got it. It's gone. The wife has it. End of story.
Right. You had it.
Yep. About 2 hours driving home. Showed that to her. She says, "That's real pearl."
Right. Well, she's got the eye for it.
Yep. She says, "That's real pearl. The diamonds are tiny, but I'll take it." She's doing something with it. I don't know. She grabs that stuff. It's gone. I may see it again. I don't know. That's the deal. She gets the jewelry. No questions asked. I just hand it off. There you go.
Maybe in
I
another
go back
form.
out big store.
Right.
There was about a year there. I couldn't find anything that even come close to fitting her ring size. They were all little tiny. I found a lot of little kids' rings and stuff. So.
Right. Well, that's
anyway.
That's not good, then.
No. She says I had to do better than that. Finally, this year I broke the ice with several of them.
Well, there you go.
Hey, yeah, you found a ring, didn't you? That was nice. Lloyd just reminded me.
That one was a little confusing at first. Definitely a little confusing at first.
Yep.
But
that was nice.
The stamp in it threw me for a little bit of a loop. Not used to seeing those old stamps around here.
No.
Because I figured
I've seen a lot of nice digs by these guys out here recently. They're doing pretty well.
Right. Yeah, I figured get it cleaned out and you'd see a mark on the inside of the band, say, 10 karat, 12 karat, something like that. And when Tam looked at it and says, well, it's got 3 X's and a sideway W, what are you talking about? But, through some research and some help from some people on the internet and everything, it looks like it dates to somewhere around the late 1800s to turn of the century.
Yep. Well, many from things that I have read in the past, they didn't mark many things until after about if I read right, about 1875. Then they started trying coming up with standards for jewelry. And So there weren't a lot of clear-cut stamps except for when they did coin silver work.
Right. Yeah.
But there was no such really being done with sterling at the time, unless you got like flatware or you got urns or trophies and that kind of stuff. Then the hallmarking was done. And when you start seeing that exit, like you said, that was very early on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it threw me for a little bit of a loop at first, and I did some quick poking around on the internet, and I'm like, well, the only time I see a stamp like that associated with a piece of jewelry, it's old jewelry. So obviously these were before standardized stamping of carat and percent marks.
You know, Bill, Ohio Rally Counter, Josh doesn't always dig gold rings, but when he does, he digs those X's. Mm-hmm. I like that. That was good. Take off those seconds. That's good.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that thing was, I was probably every bit the depth of the carat in the ground, so obviously it had been there for a while.
Now, what were you using for the detector? I can't remember.
I never mentioned, but that was the Equinox.
Okay. I knew you didn't mention, but I was fishing.
Ah. Well, and quite honestly, originally, that's the other thing that kind of threw me for a loop, because I would have just about put money on it that I was fixing to fire barb up again by digging up a deep Indian.
There you go.
It was jumpy. It was bouncing around 18 to 21, but once I locked onto it, it was giving me a solid 20.
That's right.
And I thought, well, that's close enough. It could be an Indian. Maybe
Close
there's
enough.
something else there. I'm gonna dig on it. It's deep. And then when that ring popped out, it's, oh boy, that's not an Indian, and that came out of the ground way too clean to be anything other than.
Right. Yeah,
And
if you ever watch that Beach Pirate, a lot of the rings he's find are not marked in 14K. Some are, or 18. It's .514 or .75.
Right.
And they do some things different in that area of the world. So, not everything is always clear cut.
No, absolutely not. And for people that, I don't know if they can see it in the thumbnail image of the show or not, but for people that have ran across those X stamp marks, if they Google it, they'll see that there's quite a bit of confusion online about them. A lot of people aren't sure what the X's signify and things of that nature. Unfortunately, I was only able to test it for 10K, and it tests good for 10. But some people have claimed that with the 3 X's, it could be 18K. So I may have to get it back out of the safe deposit box and take it up to a jeweler.
There you go. I hope it's 18.
It would be nice if it was. I'm not going to complain if it's not, though. I'm fine with it being the way it is. Although, for a wedding band, that was an awful small guy, because this thing's like a size 6. Maybe a 5.5. It's chunky for no bigger than it is. It's 6 grams, but not a very big finger. So that would have been, you'd think anyway, that's kind of a thick band for a woman, but maybe, I don't know. We've got Barb on with us too.
All kinds of stuff. And back then you might have seen it then too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. And we've got Barb on with us too. What's going on, Pirate?
Not a whole lot. Work the weekend, but I'm off tomorrow and I'm going freaking digging.
You gonna go find that Indian?
No, actually, I went by the health department. It's probably 1950-ish, old brick building. Maybe older, but I'd say probably 50s. But when I drove by, I went, what the heck? There was this big piece of equipment. I don't know what it was. Something with one of those big front bucket loader or whatever. Parked inside. They have gutted it because I don't know if it had asbestos. I don't know what it had, but it had something. So there's nobody there, and it's a holiday. And I thought and they're tearing up the parking lot. So the building's maybe 50 yards, if that, to the railroad tracks. So I thought I'd go down there and do a little digging.
Well, if they were...
Go get something good.
Yeah. And if they were gutting it for asbestos, they weren't using that bucket for it. That stuff's got to be encapsulated.
Yeah, I think that they're using that to tear up the outside. I think that because they're doing the inside, they're going to do the outside too, the grounds. Because the parking lot is ancient, you know, it's probably from the 60s, 70s. And so they just had it in there just to protect it from the weather.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I'll keep an eye out. They tear up that parking lot. You'll want to get to that dirt, too.
Oh, definitely. Some of it looks like it's already tore up. And there's a bunch of county buildings there. They're all old. And then I got my eye on this big lot right around the corner on the railroad. But I have to look up my Jackson County maps. I think it's county property. If it is, it's game tomorrow, too.
Oh. Well, then, there you go.
And the railroad tracks run right through the property.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, question on that. Maybe, do you know where the depot was in town, or is that where the old depot may have been?
I think the depot was down across from Bridge Park because there's a landing there.
Okay.
But it's concrete all around it. There's like a little strip of grass near it, and there's so much garbage. But I only hit it with the AT Pro years ago. So I did hit the park across the street, the Bridge Park, but they brought in fill dirt, and the only thing I found there was a wheat and a buffalo. My only buffalo I found in that park.
Oh, well.
There you go. Take that Equinox out and start digging all the 13s. You might pop a few more buffaloes.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and I might take the Equinox. If I'm not working, I am like working in my yard, canning, making crafts, cleaning the house, doing the yard. And I decided it's Labor Day, and since I'm getting paid, a holiday pay, which I haven't had forever and a day, I figured I'll go get paid to go metal detect.
Yeah, girl. I mowed this afternoon specifically so I can go out tomorrow.
Well, hopefully you got that mowing in before the rain hit. I know it was raining out in Illinois earlier.
No, I got it in afterwards. It cleared off about noontime, warmed up to about 80, dried out well enough. I got it done after that. Had chicken on the grill at the same time I was mowing, and we had supper, and had just enough time to get on with you guys.
Oh, well, hey, that works too. Hey, honestly, though, I mean, it sounds like things have been pretty dry for you guys, too. We needed the rain.
Yeah, we needed it here. A couple times we've needed it. We got not quite a half inch last night, but we'd had a couple other good ones, 1/2 to 1 inch ones here this past week, where it's greening back up, and I was able to take the burn ban down, and things are going along pretty well.
Nice. I know I was out in a couple of spots where the ground is just, it's so dry, it's like concrete.
Yep. That's the way it was here.
Last week I was out in a spot and wound up getting a war nickel, and the ground was just terrible to dig in.
That war nickel was crusty.
Yes,
so
it
you
was.
got it cleaned up. That thing was crusty.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when it came out of the ground, I'm like, well, that's nickel size, and I saw a little bit of the rim, and well, that's a war nickel, but I'm not doing anything with it here. I'm going to have to wait and get it home and soak it in something, because that stuff ain't coming off.
Nope.
But it cleaned up pretty decent.
That was a nice dig. It's good to see you getting out, too. All of us need to get out more.
Right. Which, incidentally, for those who may be curious, Warnickel will show up right around the 20 on an equinox, too.
Yes, it will. Yep.
There's a lot of good things in that range. Yeah, big chunks of can slaw and bottle caps. They'll ring up right there in that range, too.
Yep.
And I've done more than I'd like to count for bottle caps lately.
Yeah. It's that time again, isn't it, Barb? Christmas is just kind of like, God, it's coming.
That's right, and that is the other link that's in the show description tonight, is the Great Metal Detecting Christmas Giveaway group on Facebook, because it is that time to start announcing it, promoting it, moving the link around, and letting people know what's going on, because we've already been getting contacted by people trying to find out where to send their donations, because they had such a good time with it last year, they want to make sure they donate something.
God, it's September. Ah!
Hey,
Now I know why you sent that PM. Hey, you got your internet and your phone back? And I'm like, why? And I replied to you while I was in the tub. And was like, yeah. Well, it kind of fixed itself. Nobody ever showed up. It just all of a sudden was back. Oh, but God. September, I'm going to have a meltdown.
Now, see, last year we waited and started this in like late October or something, and she about had a meltdown. So we figured we'd get a jump on it, and she's going to have a meltdown.
Yeah. But,
some people.
You got a day to go detecting tomorrow, and after that you can think about Christmas.
Yeah. I just checked my passport, and it expires February 2011, which is when I plan on going to England, if not fall.
You mean 2021?
Well, yeah. See, I'm planning in advance, because I already...
Yes, hope.
Right, because if it expired in 2011, you're in trouble.
Oh, 21. Oh, hush. I received it in 2011, and I've never used.
See, we mentioned the Great Christmas Giveaway, and she's all flustered.
Yep.
I am, because now I'm like, I have a new computer, and I need to see if I have Microsoft Word and Excel and all that on it. Because I got a new laptop.
I'll be right back. I got to catch a dog here. She has to go. Yeah. Hold on. I'll be back. And
so I need to start a spreadsheet. I do have a small box of prizes. I think I have one left over from Mark Hoover from last year. At the Blacksburg hunt, somebody gave me some headphones. They won them, and they're like, this is cool. And they looked at me and went, oh, take it for the kids. I went, thank you very much.
Nice.
At that hunt, oh, God, who runs that hunt, Bill? I can't think of his name. Nice guy. He goes to DIV, and he gave me a ton of, like, metal detecting books for beginners and things like that. So I've got a box of those.
Randy.
So it's already coming in. But everybody in the chat, everybody listening, don't send me hate mail, but you can send it, any donations to my house. It's 990 Caney, C-A-N-E-Y, space, F-O-R-K, Road, Cullowhee, C-U-L-L-O-W-H-E-E-N-C, 28723. Just mail it. If you want to donate a detector or a pinpointer or a shovel, please keep them. There's no sense you paying shipping and then me paying shipping.
Right, we're just talking about smaller items, coins, patches, stickers, things of that nature.
Absolutely. So, kids were tickled over getting, $1/2 or $1 silver dollar. I mean, Mark's little things were great if, he did a bunch. I think he gave me like a
Yeah, I want to
12 or
say it
15.
was like 10 or 12 of them little care packages.
And they were great because they had a bullet, they had a buffalo
Mercury
or a
dime.
V-neck, they had trimes, dimes. I wanted to steal some of them. I mean, honestly, I didn't. But I think I have one of them left over that just somehow didn't get given away, and it's in the box to be given away. So every little bit helps. I mean, we did about 46 to 50 kids receive prizes, so I think that's pretty dang good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, it is, and your work and effort and everybody else's work and effort paid off. But did you see, let me ask you this, did you see what was the most maybe like a popular thing to get or anything like that?
I don't know. I think they were happy to get anything.
Yeah.
They were, and people have contacted me saying, you know, my child won something, I want to something, what's your address? And I'm like, here's my address, thank you. No, Bill, you cannot donate a bucket of chicken. Okay? You can donate some little rubber duckies with little dimes and V-necks and Indians and those kinds of things, but no food, edible stuff. But you can go to, I'm not going to make a new Facebook page. We are going to just change the year and run the same page. That way, every year it's on the same page. We have a record of what we've given away.
Cool.
Yeah, there's no sense doing a new Facebook page.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, we're just going to say it's the Great Christmas Giveaway for 2019 instead of 2018, and once I do that, then we'll start advertising. And kids were happy with anything. There was only a few that didn't post, but most of those kids, I mean, with their little bags from Mark, I mean, they're holding them.
And they were definitely trying hard to win.
And they were. And we made them do some crazy things. And they had a blast. I think some of the parents had a bigger blast.
Yeah, well, sure.
I may be starting a new job. I'm working for the same people, but I am definitely getting the job temporarily because we have someone leaving, and it's one of the most important jobs in the facility. I've never done it, but I've taught it, doing care plans for our residents. So if I get that permanently, then I'll be a Monday through Friday off holiday kind of people.
Oh, okay.
Oh, banker's hours, huh?
Well, I have banker's hours now, 9 to 5:30, but I work every third weekend, and I work a lot of holidays. But the MDES coordinators only work Monday through Friday, and they don't come in on holidays. So my kind of job, it's like my state job.
There you go.
Sounds good.
So it worked out better because last year it was difficult because I had every other weekend off. I was working in Georgia, and so we had to do it on a weekend I was off. So this year, we can, if I'm in that new position, we can pick any weekend that's convenient for everybody.
Well, but really, though, last year, it fell just right, I think. You know, it worked out well for everybody, and things ran smoothly.
They did, and doing a spreadsheet really, really helped. I mean, it's very extensive. If anyone thinks I didn't give something away, I'll email you the spreadsheet because it told who donated it, what they donated, what contest number it was assigned, who won that contest, what date it was shipped out, and when it was received. Because I'm like, there are people that I hounded. Did you receive this yet?
Right,
And
which is another thing, another
what?
good point to mention is that for those that are holding the larger items, you know, shovel, pinpointer, whatever, when you ship that out, make sure to get a tracking number to provide that So we've got it for the spreadsheet.
Right. I've got another suggestion for the donors. And
I do. People that sent me tracking numbers, I forwarded those tracking numbers to the winner and said, please let me know, but you track it. I can't track 50 prizes. Here's your tracking number. You track it. Let me know when it gets there.
There you go.
Right.
What do you think about this idea, Barb? Those that send stuff like the bigger prizes and we ship them out, adding in the package a card of the donor's name.
Oh, I think that would be great.
Yeah, I know last year when I shipped out the detector, I just threw one of the Beyond Sight and Sound cards in there.
There you go. I threw a business card in, and to let them know that all these people have given generously. I mean, and Mom and Dad knows it was from XYZ, and they sent this because we care about the kids and Christmas.
Right. And that's what's nice about Mark. He had his Adventures in History card in each of the bags, so they knew where they got that from.
There you go. That's it. Yeah. Just tell the donor to include a business card or whatever from who it came from, so they understand that this was across the board by a lot of people through your efforts, and it's just a good thing to do.
And I hate to say it, but it's actually kind of funny. But the minute that I had a dealer post that they were donating something, I'm going to tell you, this year I'm going to play it. It was funny because it was like, I did use it to my advantage, but there were people that contacted me going, I just seen so-and-so posted that they're giving this away on the Christmas giveaway, and I'm talking to my boss or to see we can't be outdone. We need to make a good show and, have at least the same, price line gift to give away. So it was kind of funny being behind the scenes and seeing some unravel.
Well, and you figure, that's not like it wasn't for personal gain or anything. The kids won.
Oh, absolutely. But there were other dealers I hit up going, hey, I got so-and-so giving me this and so-and-so giving me this. What do you got to give?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And I'm not mentioning any names, but I'm pretty sure this all started last year because there was a pinpointer from Shooters and Prospectors.
Yeah. And it's funny. It's really funny, some of the comments I got. But,
yeah. It was.
And, yeah. So, yeah, we got to see what we can do. And I need to win something at DIV so I can give something away. I was hoping that pinpointer I won to give, but then my carrot died, so sorry. I needed to use my brand new carrot I won.
Well, hey, you got to do what you got to do. Hey, by the way, Barb, if you get anybody that's donating chicken, I think Roy wants it.
Well, there you go.
Mark Hooper just bought 2 raffle tickets from you, Chuck.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Mark Hoover just grabbed 2 raffle tickets.
Oh, very good. Very good. I'll make sure those tickets get in the box. I got to do all that on Tuesday. Off tomorrow in the station on Tuesday, and we'll get them all lined up, and I'll have the minister looking over my shoulder there, Mark, just so you know.
Keeping a close eye on things.
He's taken his part in this very seriously.
But I'm going to tell you what, it doesn't have to be coins. It doesn't. I actually have a shovel I'm donating, I bought it brand new. I think I've used it once. It's a Predator tool shovel. It's one of the shorter handle red ones, and I just hate it. I used it once, and Sonia Harshman sent me a CORDOVA because I didn't have one, so I love you, Sonia, if you listen. But she also sent me the leather pouch that it hangs from, that you put on your belt. And
oh, yeah,
so
those are nice.
Yes, she won that, so I'm going to make the two of them a prize.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
I don't use it. It's sitting in the mudroom with my other shovel. I'm a Lesh and a Raven Piranha kind of girl.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
No, I am not donating my Raven belt.
You don't want to donate that Raven anyway. You want to keep that thing under control. They get a little wild once they get the taste of blood.
Yeah, he could. I'm getting the blood-stained Raven. Nope.
Right. There you go.
Well, I've got to answer a question here, or somebody wants to win to Vanquish. I don't think I'm going to have Vanquish in hand. If I thought I would have, it'd have been on the list. I'll guarantee you. Mark, I wish I could have a new Vanquish because I know, I can't say too much, but they're awesome.
Right. And
yeah, Mark wants one. Mark, you make enough money to buy one.
Well, and Mark asked about the Vanquish earlier in the show, and I told him that wasn't one of the options.
Yeah.
Okay, one more. Night, Jesse. It was good to see you on here, buddy. We're going to get back at it. You and I talked earlier this week, so
I
sounds good.
I had a phone call with Jesse this afternoon, actually. He sounds like he's doing great. He's up and at him and ready to get rolling.
Yep. Well, he's been working on repairing where the leaks were coming from to his basement.
Right.
And he found major problems and has been working on that. And I think he had his last of the chemos.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
And it's looking good.
Yeah, it is.
Good.
It's looking very good. He's, I want to say he's got to go back within a month to have final confirmation with the additional testing just to make sure, but everything sounds like it's going as well as could be expected. Better, even.
That's great. That's all great. So,
absolutely it is.
like I said, if there is any chance that I would have had a Vanquish, that would have been on the list first.
Right.
Yep.
Well, still, those are four good machines.
Really kind of getting excited about this from what I'm being told and what I got to see. So that's going to be quite the machine.
Right. Yeah, I would have to agree. It's not going to be bad at all. I would say it's going to perform quite well too.
Yep.
That's not to say the Equinox doesn't, though. So for those of you that have that Equinox, don't be getting off of it yet.
No.
I actually would get a No RX over Vanquish.
Do what?
Hey, you can pick an ORX, an Amphibio, an AT Max, or an Equinox.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I've heard some really good things on the ORX.
I have used it. I've been impressed with it.
It's a good little machine. A much simpler menu than the Deus. For those that thought that the Deus menu was a little overwhelming or anything.
Right.
Just a little bit.
That's right.
Hey, I'm honest. I know my AT Pro like the back of my hand. I know my GPX pretty good. I know my Deus pretty good in some modes, fashions, and my Nox I have no clue. That's just being honest.
Well, and part of that is that you've got to get out and use it more.
I can tell you on the beach, I am like killer with it. I mean,
Or
it is.
Or get a copy of Andy's book for the Equinox. It's a very well done book.
Yeah, I need to do that. I just need to retire. I just need to hit the lottery, retire, so I can do all these things I want to do and don't have time for.
Right.
Yeah, there's another one there. Mark just put up there on the launch of the Vanquish in Florida. I knew that it was coming then, but our raffle ends October 13th.
Right.
Good try, Mark.
Oh, well.
He's killing me. He's killing me.
Right.
But Paul says the book is awesome, and yeah, I need to get it. It's just, I'm trying to pay my bills off so I can retire,
Right. Well, that's the thing. Everybody's working to get there.
Well, I wasn't. When you work for the state and you make X amount of dollars every month and you have nothing after you pay your bills, it's like, okay, I'm just going to keep working, till I die. Now I'm like, okay, I don't want to before I quit working, It's like, okay. And I'm getting there. But I'm probably not going to go to a lot of hunts in the next year because my crafting money, I have a business account, and I'm going to plug myself. I have a Facebook page, Made by Barb. I don't have all my stuff up there, but I have a lot of new things. Started making depression glass, drilling bowls for bird feeders and that kind of stuff. And I've sold some things, some of my resin artwork, and I just got commissioned to do, I'm already thinking, and I haven't seen the pieces, but I know there's a lot of glass and Civil War relics involved, and they want me to do a mosaic for them. They contacted me yesterday. They've got some old lantern bases that they want to put in it, so I'm thinking maybe an old antique 4-pane window to do this in. I don't know. They're going to bring all the pieces that they want, and hopefully I can pull it off. We're going to play with it and come up with a mosaic with all their old glass.
Nice. That's going to turn out very well. I mean, from the other posts I've seen with what you've been doing, they're turning out sharp. You're doing a great job.
And so I'm doing them. I like doing it. I'm having fun doing it. And, yeah, I do a couple of these, and then I'm changing. I'm going to start doing some plate, depression glass plate art on copper poles that you stick in the yard. I just haven't got around to it. But every penny I make selling this stuff is going in my business account, and it's going to fund my Europe trip.
There you go. That's a good way to do it.
The person that contacted me is Tony Hotstetter, I think is how you say his name. He is like a huge DIVer. Been doing this for years, bottle digger, lives in Virginia, and he is like, your artwork is great, and this is what I have. And I'm like, just bring it all to Virginia, and whatever. Now, if I end up doing a 4-pane window, it's going to be, Tony, I can't ship this. You need to invite
you
me.
want it? Come and get it.
Oh,
or invite me down.
No. It's going to be, let's pick a long weekend where Mama can come up and go metal detecting with you, and I'll bring you your artwork with you.
There you go.
With me, So, but I'm looking forward to see, because I'll bet he's got pieces of ginger beer bottles and other Civil War bottles and God knows what.
Oh, I'm sure. It'll be interesting
Yeah.
to see all the stuff. Well, it'll be interesting to see it after it's done.
Yeah, I'm going to have to make sure I bring a window pane with me, see if I can find one before then, to bring, because I said, just bring it to the bar, and we'll sit and have some drinks and play with it.
Right. There you go. Nothing
And
wrong
that's
with
what
that at all.
And that's what I do with the ones I make. I basically take a frame, play with it. I'm working on one, if you've seen the last one I put. Many people may not know what it is. One of my girlfriends, I grew up with her. She's one of the few people, Lori, that lives at home, I stay in touch with, but Leslie lives in Arizona, I think Arizona. She's like, if you ever do an island one, well, it's the shape of Martha's Vineyard. Well, it's close, so I'm still playing with it. And I'm going to do, and she's like, no, I love it. But I think what I want to do is get little teeny white sea glass, which I have a bottle, and put them around the island, and then put blue around it, so that you have the island in brown and green, and then like white for like the sandbars, and then the blue ocean around it. And then I'm going to mail it to her and give it to her for nothing.
Nice.
She's been there for me when, you know, everybody hits rock bottom every now and then. And years ago, probably 15 years ago, she was like my lifeline, you know, like, I need to talk to somebody, and she's a really great friend. So she doesn't get to go home often, and her parents, most of her family's passed away, so it's just something to do for one of my really old best friends.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that.
And I'm going to tell you what, you do something for somebody, you're going to get it back. Not that's why you should be doing it, but the Lord, you know, I don't go to church, but the Lord works in mysterious ways. I believe in, you know, God, but that's my business. If you don't, oh well. But one of the girls I work with, you know, people in housekeeping, people that work in the kitchen, your aides, they don't make a lot of money. You know, I kind of feel guilty going to work making what I make when I can look at other people I work with that work just as hard, if not harder than me, and make a heck of a lot less than me. I was blessed that I got a ton of scholarships, that people believed in me. The American Legion paid for me to go to nursing school. I got a scholarship from my work to do my BSN, and I got a state scholarship to do my master's. It was a lot of money. And, yeah, I had to work for them for years to pay it back, but I was lucky I had those opportunities. And one of my housekeepers was like, I have all these shells. I love your work. You know, I would love for you to make something, but I can't afford it. And I said, bring me your shells. And she did. And I made her a really nice, I asked her, how about this, this, and this? And she was like, yeah. And so I did her this really nice, I don't know what you want to call them. Tony called them mosaics. And I did it for her with her stuff. I added a bunch of my stuff, sea glass and things, and took it to her. And she was just like, that is the only family trip. And she's got to be maybe 45, 48. And she's like, it's the first family trip we've ever had together. Right. And all those shells mean a lot because I found them on our family trip. And she wanted to pay me, and I said, no. I told you I would do that for you. I was happy to do it. I said, but if you ever run across any shards of blue glass, let me know. And she brought me 5, I don't know, when did Budweiser make blue beer bottles?
That's been...
Probably around 1900.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's been quite some time ago.
Well, she brought me 5 of them, and I'm getting ready to take a hammer to them.
Well...
before you hammer them up, you might do a little research.
Right.
Just saying.
I haven't looked. I haven't hammered them, but she brought me 5 of them. So I guess I'm going to have to Google and see what they're worth before
You
I
might
do
want
that.
to first.
They're a beautiful blue, and she gave them to me. She's like,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
had them in my cellar for years, and so now I'm going to have to look, because I haven't done it, but I did find 2 bags of 1,800 glass shards that I did take a hammer to make them smaller, and they're in the tumbler with sand, beach sand right now. So I'm praying they come out looking like sea glass, and if they do, I will use those first.
There you go. And Bill says even if you retire, you still won't have any more time.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
No, because, I work like 45, 50 hours a week. So, yes, I will, Bill.
Well, all right. It's your story. You can tell it how you want.
My yard work won't get done because I'll be traveling somewhere to go metal detect it.
Right, because she's out digging.
That's what we're supposed to do, Barb. You can turn around and say, oh, the heck, that I'm going detecting.
And
right.
That's what I'm doing tomorrow.
That's what I plan on doing pretty much for about the next month. Who knows? Any chance I get, I'm trying to stay moving.
I can tell you, you really upset me when you do these from the vault. I was like, because, you need to start sending me text at like 5 o'clock going, from the vault tonight, Barb. Because I am serious. I'm like, I get out of work late. I'm like, oh, crap, Josh is on tonight. Let me run. Okay, I got to stop at the store. I got to get gas. I come home. I'm like throwing my stuff together, throwing dinner together, jumping in the bathtub, taking a bath. And I come back and I log in my computer like 10 minutes after, and I'm like, I'm going to kill you.
Hey, but at least there's a show for people to listen to.
That's right.
I know, and that's great, but man, I could have stayed at work and made more money, or,
Well, just saying, at least I'm not posting a half hour into when I should be live and telling everybody, sorry, there's no show tonight.
I'm just picking on you, because I rushed that one day, and I was like, I'm going to kill him. If I could call him and pull him through my phone line on the Denny string, I would. And
I think that might have been the day I was out digging up that war nickel, so when I posted up, she's probably going, I'm really going to kill him now.
Yep.
Or maybe it was an Indian.
No.
I think it was an Indian day.
Hey, Barb? Barb, I got to make one comment here. Back just a little bit ago, Lloyd posted up, he wants one made out of Indian head pennies from you.
No.
I had to interrupt for a second, just let you know they're thinking of you and all the Indian heads you've been finding,
Lloyd, that is sacrilege. That isn't even funny.
I don't know what else to say.
Why did you do that?
I didn't put that up there. I'm just passing it on.
I know, but that's like, once you seal them in resin, they're like there,
Well, they're forever then.
Right.
You send them, Lloyd, you send me 50 Indians, and I promise that I will make you a picture with 50 Indians. I'm going to print them all off my computer and put them in.
Nice. Yeah, lay them out on the scanner, scan it, print them off, and then send him the printed one, and you've got 50 Indians.
Exactly,
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, so send them, Lloyd. I'll fix you up real good.
Well, Lloyd just said he's got so many he needs to do something with them this year.
Now,
By
Barb's...
any chance, Roy, if you're going to the Barrera, Kentucky hunt on the 14th, just bring them with you.
Right, all of them.
Yeah, all of them. I've never seen that many Indians in real life.
Oh, now, I'm sure you have.
Well, I do on the reservation every day, but, that's a different kind.
No, I was meaning, I'm sure when you visited Layton, he couldn't resist but to show you his pile of Indians.
Oh, God, yes. And you know what killed me? He just had oh, my God. And he got rid of one of those tables. I could have killed him because I would have brought it home for what he paid for.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
Those tables that he had, the top is glass, it's a shadow box, but then it had trays that pulled out underneath. But in the shadow box, he opened it up, and I'm just sitting there looking, and he's like, oh, that's my pile of engines for the year that I haven't cleaned yet. And I'm like, you're kidding me. If you ever wanted to put your hands around somebody's neck, it was that moment.
It's definitely a sight to see. That table was very well set up.
Oh, my God. It was like, I'm going to tell you what, if I saw it again, I would drool on it, but you're in such shock that you just sit there in awe going, you're joking, right? This is went and bought all this, right? This is a joke, but no, it isn't. I mean, he is. And then, of course, he takes me in the rain to a place where he finds, there used to be a bar there, like in the early 1900s, and there's so much garbage, and it's raining. And, of course, I think I took the AT Pro, and with the little coil. And, of course, I'm not changing coils because it's raining. And he's like, hey, Barb. And I'm like, you didn't. First it was a silver, and then, bam, it's an engine. And I'm like, you so suck. He did give me that engine, though.
Right.
There you go. Well, I'm going to back out of here, you guys. Barb, thanks for taking over that Christmas thing again. That's a great undertaking, and you do a great job. And don't forget, we got that raffle going, Barb. Throw $20 at it. You might win one. Might win that and be able to pick out an ORX.
That's right.
Yeah, I have to think about it. I just rebooked my hotel room for DIV. I booked it like the minute they said I was in. I booked it. It was $830, and I'm like, no, I'm not, guaranteeing it.
You staying at that Best Western?
No, I always stay at Quality Inn. I like the points.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I've stayed at the Best Western there.
Best Western was more expensive. And
yeah.
Rick called me. Everybody does the Best Western for breakfast. I don't eat breakfast.
That breakfast is great.
I don't eat breakfast, okay? I get up, a cup of tea, and I pack me a Pop-Tart or whatever. 10 a.m. is my breakfast, okay? I'm not a morning person. Just leave me alone, and I'll eat my food at 10 o'clock. So I'm not going to stay at Best Western for the breakfast because I'm not going to eat it.
Well, can't argue with that.
No, that's quite the breakfast, though. That was, yes, that makes it worth it a little.
It's the same crap every single day. And so I go down.
Well, I didn't call it crap. It was pretty good breakfast.
It's the same exact items on the breakfast bar every day. So I go down to...
There's enough on there you don't get bored with it.
Well, I just, I don't eat breakfast, and so I usually go to Quality Inn, and I go down and steal a yogurt, a banana, and a couple of muffins, and I put them in a Ziploc bag, and I take them with me.
There you go.
Metal detector, when I get hungry, I eat it,
There you go.
But somebody emailed me last night saying, PM'd me and said, yeah, are you staying at Quality Inn? And I said, yeah. And they said, yeah, I just booked my room 4 nights for $250. And I'm going, okay, I paid $8 something. So I went in and changed my room reservation and got it booked for 8 nights for $530.
Wow.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, see, if you got it booked for 8 nights for $530 instead of 8 something, then you got enough. You can get a $20 raffle ticket and get yourself an ORX.
I can now.
Good job, Josh. Good job.
Oh, it was worth a shot.
Here, Barb, you have a great night. Thank you very much, Josh and everybody. And be safe out there. Mark, I hope nothing comes that hurricane down there and all my friends down in Florida. Michael, you too. Be careful. We got to save Disney and stuff down there. So hopefully it doesn't hit and hurt anybody. So y'all have a great night, and thanks for all of you that are going to support the Fire Association. I appreciate it. Have a good one, bud.
Thanks for the call, Chuck.
Night, Barbie. Bye.
Night, Pops. Bunch of smart ASSESs in this world.
Yeah, great group of listeners.
They are, but, yeah, so I was happy somebody let me know that the prices had dropped, which I knew they would because last year I booked it for $488. So I'm happy with $527. But I stay at Quality and they give better points, and I think I have 6,400 points, and after this trip, God knows how many points I'll get. And so I use my points for my other hunts, and I get to stay for free.
Right. Well, hey, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Of course, I'll tell you, speaking of other hunts, I should probably be backing out of here, too, because I may have a hunt going on this week on a limited window for a piece of property that dates back to, just before the 1850s?
Ooh, awesome.
If I can get into it.
I'm excited about 1950.
Well, hey, you'll still find stuff.
But I am waiting for apple season. It should be coming any day now. We have an old mill that goes back to 1850 or 1880 on the way to work. And I don't know the person that owns the property. It burnt down a year ago. But I know their daddy. And he sells apples at the market. So I'm just waiting to run into him to see if he will ask his daughter if we can metal detect the old mill site this fall once we get a frost because of the rattlesnakes and copperheads and all that. And I'm pretty sure he can get me permission. So if so, that's going to be my big weekend deal.
Right. Well, I don't know if I'd worry too much about the rattlesnakes and stuff anymore. It seems like Lyme's is spreading even faster. The mosquitoes are carrying Lyme's and Zika and West Nile and...
Class, what kind of mill? I don't know. It was called the Old Mill, and it had a store, and it had the big wheel, so it might have been a grist mill. And I think they were still grinding wheat and other things there, and unfortunately someone left the kiln on or whatever and it burnt down. But hopefully, and they used to have like big markets like once a year there. It's got a huge field, so there could be all kinds of stuff there. And it's right on the edge of the reservation, and we know there was Civil War, with the Trail of Tears there, that the armies came through to move the Indians out. So there is some chance of some Civil War relics there, too, because it's maybe 1/10 of a mile or 2/10 of a mile from the edge of the reservation.
There you go.
So,
well, hopefully you get permission for it.
I think I will. I know Jim really well, so hopefully his daughter will let us go out. And, if we found anything that was like period, like lanterns or things like that, I'm happy to, give that kind of stuff to her.
Right. Well, it sounds like you've at least got a plan. That's the important part.
All right. Well, thanks for having me. Good luck. I hope the engine gods do not smile on you. Find, like, a walk-in half Liberty or something, something exciting.
Hey, I'm all right with that. Or a gold ring. I'm all right with that. Definitely.
All right. Well, good luck.
All right. Well, first I got to try to get there, but we'll see what happens. So, we'll see. Thanks for the call, Barb.
All right, night.
And for everyone else, I think we're going to roll on out of here then. Don't forget the links in the description for the Cordova Detector Raffle. You can find that in a pinned post on the Shooters and Prospectors page, the Beyond Sight and Sound page. And it was going around in the chat there as well. And the link for the Great Metal Detecting Christmas Giveaway Facebook group is also in the description. If you haven't already joined, you may want to get over there and check it out, especially if you've got kids. It's for the kids. Something to think about. Christmas is not all that far off, unfortunately. But hey, at least it's cooling down. Now we get some rain and we can all be out digging, hopefully. To everyone in the path of the hurricanes, be safe, be well. If you enjoyed the show, throw us a like. You can follow us here on Spreaker, Beyond Sight and Sound on Facebook, all the wonderful podcast distribution services, and Ohio Metal Detecting over on YouTube. Until the next time, have a wonderful evening, folks. Get out there and try to dig up something and post up those pictures if you do. We know how everybody likes to see them. Have a wonderful evening. We're out of here.